Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I'm Ashley. I'm a homeschooling mom with 7 kiddos. We have an almost 13-year-old all the way down to a year. So I have started doing my curriculum videos as far as what we are doing and just listing everything. I have a couple things in that I will start shooting videos on as far as flip throughs. If I think that it's something that people might want to see the inside of these different curriculum pieces, because sometimes you just can't see online. They don't show you the inside and what the format is and whatnot. So I have done 8th grade, incoming 8th grade, incoming 5th grade, and now we are at incoming 2nd grade. And I use 2nd grade kind of loosely, and I don't like to do that, but there are some things we are full on, I think 2nd grade ish, and then going into 2nd grade, and then some that are a little behind. So I have mentioned before that my kids that did not have private preschool, although my incoming 2nd grader did have half of a year before COVID, kind of struggle a little bit with reading, but we are doing excellent now, and I'm going to make a video on that as well. Because I want to emphasize that if you think that your kiddo is maybe a little bit behind on something, do not give up. It has just surprised me how much she has grown in reading and her wanting to read. And anyway, I'm going to do a different video on that, but I just wanted to kind of give a heads up that she is one that was kind of behind on reading as far as just wanting to and having that drive to read. But I wanted to go over what we will be using for 2nd grade for this upcoming year. For math, we have done the Good and the Beautiful math. I have decided to try out Horizons, and I think that is because, although we have tried Horizons with my other kids and they were doing fine with it, but I feel like the Good and the Beautiful just has a lot in their math, which is great, but for my kids, that their attention span is just, they're not used to public school, so they're not used to the super structure and all of that, and I don't have that kind of structure in my home as far as school goes. And I've said that before, my schedule is very loose for school, and I don't have from 8 to 9 we do this, from 9 to 10 we do this. We don't operate that way. But for math, I think we are going to try Horizons and see how that works. It is it's just a lot simpler. There's not a whole lot of extra stuff in there. And like I have said before, if you have just a couple kids, that might work great. Or if your kids are older, like for my 4th grader currently, it works fine because she's more independent with it. But for the little kids, I feel like it's harder to manage when you have a large family, because there's a lot of things that the parent is supposed to do, and a lot of extra games and a lot of extra review and all of that, which is fine, again, if you have the time to do that and if they want to do that, because I'm not going to force them to play games, if they don't want to play a game. So we are going to try Horizons. I am going to start with the level 1. Even though we're going into 2nd grade, I want to see where we're at, because we didn't finish the Good and the Beautiful level 1. So I want to go back to level 1, even though we will be in 2nd grade, for Horizons, see where we're at. I can skip around some. The curriculum is fairly inexpensive. I mean, it's like there's 2 books, but it's about $20 a book. So very inexpensive. So I'm not concerned with wasting money if it's something where we don't need book 1 and we go to book 2. So I don't anticipate that, because we didn't do a whole lot like I wanted to for math. We did it, but we did it very slowly. So I'm going to see how that goes. So Horizons level 1 for math is where we're going to start. And if I need to jump straight to level 2, then that's fine, but we're going to use that as a starting point. The Good and the Beautiful Language Arts. We have done the kindergarten at the beginning of the year. I started with the level 1. And because of just the craziness of COVID and the change in the school, and all of this, and just that switch over from private preschool to me, it proved to be a little bit difficult. So we started at level 1, and I have said this, I will say this in every video because maybe you haven't seen my other videos, that the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts is a level ahead. From my experience, it is a level ahead. And so I started out with the first grade or level 1, and I said, this is, no. We were kind of touch and go with it a little bit. Just there's some stuff that she could do, but I said, this is not worth the struggle. Let's go back to level K. And that has proven to be great for her. Perfect. It was a perfect fit. And so we are finishing that up this year. Within the next week or so, and we will be moving on to the level 1. I do have the level 1 that we started. I think though they are like redoing their books. They're not having like the little readers separate. I think it's going to be kind of a different format, and so I think I'm going to wait until the new one comes out. I don't think it has come out yet. And so just to kind of get that newer version and just start fresh. So we will be using the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts level 1 for 2nd grade. Handwriting through the Good and the Beautiful. We haven't finished the level 1, but we will finish that soon. And if not, it'll just carry over to the next year. So she will be doing level 2 for handwriting. She has done really good with that. That is right. She is right on track with that. She loves, writing and asking how to spell things and all this kind of stuff. So handwriting for the Good and the Beautiful. I am back and forth about the spelling curriculum. I think I'm going to try. I have for my incoming 5th grader, we are trying the 180 Days of Spelling booklet for her. And I will do a flip through on that because I do have that. But I think I might try that for my 2nd grader. I'm going to see. I think as she's at that point, I've always said kind of 2nd grade might be the sweet spot for spelling, even though there is spelling mixed in with the Good and the Beautiful. For my 5th grader, and when my 7th grader did spelling, we did a separate curriculum because I wanted to emphasize it a little bit more. It is mixed into the language arts curriculum, but I wanted a little bit more emphasis on it. So what we would do is kind of disregard what was in the Good and the Beautiful and just do for spelling and just do the extra spelling curriculum. That is what we have done the past couple years. So I think that might be what we end up doing for level 1, is just disregarding the spelling part in the Good and the Beautiful and just strictly do the spelling. I think I'm going to try the 180 Days of Spelling. You can get that off Amazon. And just a very simple format. I don't want to double up on spelling curriculums, and I don't want to do an overkill for spelling right now at her age. And so I think that'll be good. So we will try that. For science, we are doing the Good and the Beautiful. We will try their new curriculum for, I believe it's labeled for, or marketed for pre-K to 2nd grade, and it is the Science for Little Hearts and Hands. It's very simple. We will not do it every day. It will maybe just be once a week or a couple times a week, depending. And I'm going to kind of incorporate that with what my older kids do for the science units for the Good and Beautiful. And I think some of that she can do anyway. A lot of the activities and things like that she can do for the actual Good and the Beautiful, the science units. So I'm going to kind of incorporate that and just kind of see how it plays out. But I do want to get that curriculum and use that for my second, first, and preschoolers. So I'm going to see how that goes. But I think that is geared more towards them anyway. And so I'm excited to try and use that. So we will do that. History, social studies, they're just kind of, at this point, she is going to just kind of listen in on what we are doing. I'm going to try and not grass for my older kids, and even though that is probably way beyond what she would be interested in, I know, I am going to see if there's anything that I can incorporate for her. I don't put a huge emphasis on it. And, you know, the social studies, the good citizenship and all that, you know, I tried that with my incoming 5th and incoming 8th grader when we were done with public school. And it was okay. They just got so bored. Social studies and history, you know, it's kind of like a transition at some point where you go from like the good citizenship and the be good neighbor and all this kind of stuff to history. And history is obviously a lot more interesting than social studies. So I'm just going to kind of play that out. I'm not going to stress out about that. And I'm just going to kind of see how, if she wants to listen to the stories, if she wants to listen to the book, it's kind of more of a, I'm going to do it as a read aloud, which I like to do for history anyway, kind of as a sit down group thing. So I'll see how she does with it. If I need to kind of adjust and do some things differently for her, then I will do that. So I think that is it. I'm not doing a vocabulary for her there. That is in the Good and the Beautiful language arts, and I'm just going to leave it there. And I'm not going to put a huge emphasis on that right now because I just don't want to overwhelm her. And she's one of those kids that if she has a lot to do, a lot on her plate at this time, it just overwhelms her and she just is like, no. And so I really want to keep and engage her interest in these things that we're doing currently and be very positive about it instead of just throwing all these things at her. So like I've said, when I get these things in, I will do a flip through. But I just wanted to kind of let you guys know what we are doing to give an idea in case you needed some ideas on all these different subjects. So let me know down below if you have any questions on any of these or anything else, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.